My dog ate my glasses.
What?
My dog ate my glasses.
That's
I found them
unfortunate.
in the yard, chewed up.
Well, maybe that's where mine are.
What?
Did your dog eat my glasses? Because I can't find them anywhere.
Are you serious? Because my sister-in-law's missing hers from my house, too. My dog's eating glasses, y'all. Tim, thank you for being here.
Oh, happy to be here.
This is so cool.
This is so cool, right?
What is Bridgerton?
So good.
What is Bridgerton?
Okay, it
I
is.
love that you don't know what that is because I wouldn't expect you to, actually.
So, we're prepping for several events coming up soon, and I was looking at fancy dresses online to prepare for one of them, and then it pulled up all of the, Oscar dresses and Golden Globe dresses all from this year, and I was like, oh. And then I realized I've never talked to you about any of the Oscar drama. We never talked about Will Smith.
The slap heard around the world.
Chris Rock.
Yeah, it kind of overshadowed the
how did we
entire
not
award
talk
show.
about this?
I know, it's insane. Gosh, I didn't believe it. I mean, nobody believed it at first, right? I mean, I think there were people in the audience
thought
laughing.
it was scripted, maybe?
Yeah, like it was going to be some sort of a message or some sort of a, yeah.
But then when he didn't react,
When Chris, okay, what gave it away for me was when Chris Rock looked over to the curtain.
what do I do?
When Will walked away and Chris looked over to the side of the stage, he was sort of looking like, do we cut? Can they go to commercial? I think he was looking for some tip on what to do next.
How do you handle that?
That's to me
live
what
on
gave it away.
television.
I know, and luckily, I think these comics are really good at handling stuff. I went to see David Spade here at the Ryman, and somebody passed out in the audience, and at a comedy show, that's hard to recover from, and he did it so smoothly. I was so impressed that, and then I was thinking, obviously, if people are drinking at the comedy shows or heckling them, or someone gets kicked out or in a fight, they have to know how to move on and make it funny. And I think Chris did a good job of that, with the awkwardness of it, but the question is whether or not, now the fight, of course, is whether or not Will was right to defend his woman, and his family.
I think for sure, defend your family,
but violence
is never the answer, and never necessary. I feel like take offense by all means, defend your wife. But
I just feel like something bigger.
Go have that conversation backstage. It's not like you don't have access to him.
So it makes me think two things. Something bigger is going on in Will Smith and Jada's life that we don't know about.
I feel like we watched maybe a portion of a mental breakdown in process.
Yes, the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah.
And I had heard, I hadn't watched the beginning of the Oscars, but I heard that they had poked fun at their relationship at the beginning as well.
And then I don't think Chris Rock knew maybe that Jada had alopecia.
Well, and I just feel like I feel like Will Smith, that was a bubbling up of something bigger happening under the surface.
Mm-hmm.
It was just brewing. And because to go all the way across the stage and make the decision, maybe he didn't know what he was going to do until he got there.
I don't know.
But I also feel like there must be a relationship between Will and Chris. Chris maybe probably poked fun at them a lot.
There might have been some bad blood already.
Yes,
we don't know the
whole
whole story.
Over years, maybe them running into each other.
You're in movies, this is,
and I feel like that's why I feel like my only expertise is in saying that it didn't look staged to me.
It did not
look
to
like
me.
I don't think anyone now thinks that was a staged moment.
It was intense.
Yeah. Our guest today, another friend of mine,
another super famous. How do you have all these?
It's just a long time being around parties and people and connections and stuff. And we're running through all my friends really quick. I'm going to have to make some new friends. What am I going to do? So today is our friend Tim Mahoney from the band 311. Yes. And all those kids at home, you better go Google 311, Spotify 311, because if you don't know who they are, you're missing out, man. They've got hundreds of songs. Here, let me tell you who they are. Let me tell you about Tim. So there are some people that are part of your life and you may not even realize it. Our guest today has probably been driving down the road with you, whether you knew it or not. This guitar player is a definite come original with his all mixed up style and amber personality. Tim is always down to hang. By the way, those are all his song titles.
Oh, you're so punny.
All right? I had to pull them all out there. So when a few high school buddies in Nebraska decided to take over the radio waves with their reggae groovy style, they made that magic happen for 32 years now. 32 years this band's been together. They have kept most of the original members. Oh, no, they have kept the original members. Tim's the only one that kind of came in a year later. But by the time they put their album out, he was there. And they even have a day named after him. In 2020, they planned a 30-year anniversary tour all across all 50 states. They were going to begin on 3/11, because they have their 3/11 day in Vegas. It quickly ended when the whole world shut down for a pandemic you may have heard about.
Oh, really?
2 years later, they're back on the road, and we are so lucky that they are passing through Nashville so we can connect with the guitar player of this epic band and my friend Tim Mahoney. 311 has released 13 studio albums, 2 live albums, 4 compilation albums, 4 EPs, and 4 DVDs. In 2019, they released their latest album, Voyager, and A Partridge in a Pear Tree. I mean, if you don't know who they are, that's on you. You need to figure out who these guys are because their music is fun, fabulous. It's
vibey.
If you're in LA or you're in California and you turn on the radio, you're either going to hear Red Hot Chili Peppers, 311, or Sublime. Like, that's what they play.
Yeah.
And 311 is like that reggae, groovy, cool, but then they do have some harder stuff. They go a little harder sometimes. They're influenced by so many different...
All I remember, like, about the time period when they were really popular, it was like the late 90s. I remember in middle school, the Jinko jeans and the 311 t-shirts.
Yes.
Like the super oversized 311 t-shirt.
Yes, I actually saw recently, there's a 311 like meme thing about a person who, even though 311 was a while ago, peeps, this house is still decorated for 311 Day. Like, they have Uber fans, as they should, because, I mean, they are musicians of... Like, Tim is one of these, like, always practicing, always improving musicians. They all have practiced. They played together for years, which just leads me to believe that they just gel well.
2 years.
Yeah, that's a long time to be with.
That's not just
the
like
same group
business
of people.
partners. That's like true friendship.
And it's
That's
not like there was
brotherhood.
one guy that they had to, like, oh, he's kind of rubbing us the wrong way. Let's get rid of him and bring in a new guy. Like, they actually get along. They must, I'm assuming. I don't really know the other guys, but I did. Funny story. I was pregnant with my first son, Mason. And Tim and I have a friend in common we'll talk about later. And his name is Angelo. And Angelo wanted me to go to a 311 concert when they came through LA. And I mean, I was like minutes from popping. I was huge. And I think we went out front. I wanted to be out front for the better sound and not to like bother the guys backstage because they're not my friends. They're my friend's friend. And so I think we went out front and then someone elbowed me. And Angelo was like, that's it, we're going backstage. So he took me, Mark, and my baby belly backstage. And they decided to sit me on the bass amp on the side of the stage. And I watched from there. And then later on I Googled, like, what do you do at a rock concert if you're pregnant? Because I was thinking, like, I don't really know the best place to stand for the health of the baby. And it said, just stay away from the bass. And here I was sitting on the bass speaker. However, my son, my oldest, is the most musical in our family.
And he's brilliant, so I think no harm done.
He's a drummer now. He plays the piano. He's playing the piano in one of our friends' weddings. So he's musical. And I wonder if it's from that one experience at a 311 show sitting on a bass speaker. But let's find out. Let's bring in Tim and find out more about 311. All right, come on, Tim.
So, Melissa, I'm so
Yeah.
excited for you. You've been really working hard on getting your immune system up and going really well and getting your body in shape. What's your secret weapon now?
Well, I've been using AG1. Do you know AG1?
I have heard of this.
It's made by Athletic Greens. It's great. It tastes great. You do a scoop. Oh, no, because I know those veggie things can be not so tasty. This one is pretty yum.
What do you
like
do?
put a scoop in your water in the morning and it, oh my gosh, it helps in so many ways.
So tell me what it's doing for you.
So with one scoop of AG1, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced superfoods, probiotics, all kinds of good stuff, right? It's lifestyle friendly. You can eat it when you're keto, paleo, vegan, dairy-free, gluten-free, all the things.
So it's good for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it costs less than $3 a day. So you're investing in your health and it's cheaper than that cold brew habit.
And I love this. They're sustainable too. For every purchase, they donate to organizations helping to get nutritious food to kids in need, including No Kid Hungry here in the U.S.
That's
and
amazing.
Yeah, they do like climate neutral, certified, all that good stuff.
That is amazing. So right now, it's time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. It's just one scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. No need for a million different pills or supplements to look out for your health.
Yeah, and to make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/WWB.
Again, that's athleticgreens.com/WWB to take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance.
Thank you, Athletic Greens, for supporting What Women Binge.
Sweet.
Tim, thank you for being
Oh,
here.
happy to be here.
This is so cool.
This is so cool, right? The one and only Tim Mahoney.
Oh, the one and only.
So, you're in town for a tour. You're
Yes.
doing a big. So is this? So you guys had a 30th anniversary, right? So 311 had the 30. Is it 30th
It was our 30th.
in
It's now our 32nd.
2020, right?
Yeah.
So you started your tour. Here, you tell it. How did it start in 2020?
Well, we did our 311 show, which we do every other year, but it would have been 2020, March 11th, right at the beginning of COVID, right
before everything
everything shut down. So we did that, but we had, and so that was the only show we did all 2020.
Just one?
We did 3 in Vegas.
3 in
so
Vegas.
That's 3 nights in Vegas. And
Who pulled
I
the
started to
plug?
tell you, well, we did all 3 shows, but during the first one, they were in the process of shutting Vegas down. So then it was day to day. And so after the first show, they're like, okay, well, the mayor or the governor, I'm not sure who's in charge,
Governor
but they're
Lee
like,
of Nevada.
said you can do the next one. So then we played the second one, and it was, all 3 shows are sold out. A lot of people travel from all over the country, right? And so we're like, man, we got to play these shows. And then after the second night, they're like, okay, they're going to let you do the third one. And then after the third one, it was like everything was shut down. The third day, all the clubs and those casinos were shut down.
Did you guys still have a full audience?
Yeah, it was. So,
Well, you'd imagine the
lucky.
311 fans want to see 311 on 311. So they're going to make that trip to Vegas. Like, right? That's got to be
Yes.
like the ideal for the mega fan.
it is. It's like our convention. You know, we have like from people from, and even people from outside the country come. But leading up to then, there was, I don't know how many people we missed out because they were concerned about what was going on. Some family members didn't come. My wife and kids, they all came, but some of the other people who were going to travel in didn't come. But so that was good.
And you had your third child was born that year?
Yeah, he
2020?
was born in 2019, at the end of 2019.
Oh, so brand new. So it makes sense not to
brand
travel.
New little buddy. Well, they came.
Oh, they did come.
He did, yeah.
Oh, okay,
they
okay.
came. So
So
they're
he's
troopers.
he's
Almost
got
a pandemic baby.
gorgeous wife,
Yeah.
Shara,
I'm
and
sure.
3 adorable kids. She's been sending me pictures of them, and oh my
good,
God, are your
good.
kids cute?
I'm so bad. I meant to show you guys pictures last night, and
Of the family? Well, we can do it now.
Well,
I mean,
yeah,
later.
Yeah,
We'll do it later. But his kids are adorable. I mean,
Believe it.
Yeah.
cutest of the cute. And
Cute kids.
yeah,
but they, they're keeping mom busy.
Yeah.
It's like I talk to her for maybe 5 minutes at a time, and you can just hear the mayhem.
and
I
she
don't
was,
know a
going
mother
on
who's
back
not
there.
busy.
but she was a chef.
Oh,
And who's now mom of 3. And I was saying, like, she has 3 also, but she's got twins that are the youngest. So that's like a whole nother level. I can't even
they're
understand.
magical though.
But 3, we were talking last night about 3 is a game changer.
No, they really now.
She actually
newborn
likes her
twins
kids.
is wow. But as they've gotten older, I wish everybody had a twin. Like
Yeah.
they
Best
always
friends.
have, best friends always have a playmate. They're never lonely. I mean, and they're opposite personalities in so many ways. So they always have something to talk about. They're never
They'll always have each
Are
other.
they
They
the
always-
same? Are 2 boys, 2 girls?
two
or-
girls, identical.
Nice.
They
And
are.
I mean, identical. I can't tell them apart. Like, I wait for her to call one of their names, and then I go, oh, okay, that one. And then I try to remember what they're wearing, and I'm like, okay, that one's Georgia. That one's, okay, got it.
they make it
Yeah.
easy now because they very rarely match. They have their own taste and style.
Coming into their own personalities.
Yeah.
Yes, you've got, yours are 2.
2, 5, and 8. So we have an 8-year-old Tim Jr. and Sunshine. She's 5, and then
Sunshine,
a little
I
boy,
love
the Shiloh. Yeah,
Oh,
it's funny.
Shiloh's
We have a Shiloh, Sunshine, and then Tim Jr. So it's like what?
What do you call him? Does he have any nicknames, or is it Tim Jr.?
I'll call him Junior,
Yeah.
and
TJ?
T-Man, TJ.
Oh, our
Yeah.
Tucker, we call him T-Biscuit. So you can
T-Biscuit.
feel that one
Nice,
if you want.
nice.
T-Biscuit's a fun one.
That Tucker was my dad's name. His name's Thomas, but they all called him Tucker.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Name.
It's an
Is
interesting
his real name Tucker?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was weird. It was like one of these names that Mark and I could agree on. It was like the only one that we kind of were like, yes, that. When we heard it, we were like, that is his name. But then when he was born, I had a little bit of name remorse afterwards of like all I'd ever heard was, oh, I heard everyone go, oh, I had a dog named Tucker. Oh, my neighbor has a dog named Tucker. And I was like, did I just name my kid after a dog?
dog.
But then I met some other Tuckers, and now I'm like, okay, good. I like it now. Yeah. I mean, I liked it, but I just like, for a minute there, you're like, wait, did I choose badly?
I kind of thought that about Tim Jr. too. I was like,
Yeah.
are we taking the easy way out? And Shara was all cool with it. She's like, no, it's the right
I
name.
love a junior.
Yeah.
I love that tradition of passing on names. All
I
of
do
my
too.
kids have some form of family name, whether it's their first names or their middle names, something that connects them back. I just think that's really special.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're the same way. We got Timothy Jerome. Jerome is my grandfather's name.
Okay.
And then Shiloh Thomas. Thomas is my father's name.
Okay.
So we
Yeah, we do that with the middle
Kind of
names.
hippie
Family.
thing.
Keep it in the family.
Yeah.
Pass it
Yeah.
down. Why
It's
not?
kind of
good.
nice to have
Yeah.
that like little
I like it. I like the history. Well, we're
visualize weird words, and names to me always look like chain links. I don't know.
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
a weird thing?
no,
Oh.
I get
I don't
that.
know.
Yeah.
But so I feel like that's like the link that like keeps
Yeah.
them.
I like that. Well, Tim and I know each other through a mutual friend. Do you want to talk about Angelo?
Yeah. Yeah.
We met. There's an actor, Angelo Spizzirri, who was working with a guy I started dating on a movie, Groove. Wasn't it Groove?
Groove. Yes.
They'd done this great groovy movie, literally, called Groove. It was about. Do you remember? It was about a nightclub, and the poster's really clear in my head. There's a kid sitting on the subway with a huge disco ball in his lap.
Yes.
And this movie went to Sundance and did all this. And so Angelo and I were kind of hanging out together and stuff. And I was leaving all the time, and I was a homeowner, and I had dogs, and I was like, I need someone to watch my dogs. I think I had to go to like Italy to shoot a movie or something, and I needed someone to stay at the house, and I trusted him, and I was like, will you stay at the house while I'm gone? And he stayed at the house, and then when I moved back in, I was like, well, I don't want to stay here alone. Can you just stay? And so we ended up being roommates for 4 years. I met my husband, and he moved in too, and then it was just like, three's company, except reverse, two guys. And then when Mark and I got married, we bought a house and we moved out. But and we kicked Angelo out. At that point, he had to move in on his own. But you were like his best friend,
yeah.
like his absolute best friend, as far as I knew. And
we were probably both his best friend.
and Danny Carey as well, the
Danny.
drummer from Tool. They were all three buds. And
So he had a thing for drummers.
oh well,
Yeah,
he's
I-
guitar.
Oh, you're
musicians.
guitar, okay.
Now I do
Musicians
drum
in general.
on one song, like we were talking earlier. One song I do drum.
So you are a drummer.
Do spin. Yeah.
I'm
Yes
gonna-
and no.
I'm
Yes and
gonna
no.
claim it for you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm a
Multifaceted
part-time
musician.
drummer. Yeah, kind of. I can twirl the stick. I do that.
So
And
Angelo
that's how,
was just
so that's how
building
we
a band.
met. We met because of Angelo, and especially because really sadly, both of us kind of were very affected by Angelo taking his own life, and that's when we actually really became friends because we would talk a lot about our friend and the stories and sharing stories, good and bad, and dream. I had a dream. I don't even think I told you this. I had a dream where he was walking me through a party. I was like looking for Mark, my husband. I was like looking frantically for Mark at this party. And all of a sudden I turn the corner and Angelo's standing there. He's leaning against a wall. This is the last, I had a lot of dreams about him, but this is the last one I had about him. And he's leaning against a wall and I kind of turn the corner. He won't talk to me, but he looks at me like right in the eyes and he like takes my hand and he leads me through the party and I'm frantic. Like, I gotta find Mark. Like something had happened and I have to find Mark. And he takes my hand and he leads me to Mark and he puts my hand in his. And then he's like, it's kind of like a send off, like
Wow.
goodbye. And that was like the last time I had a dream about him. And I woke up that morning and realized it was the day of his birthday.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, this is weird. So
Yeah.
I feel like that was like,
Right. He's not far away.
yeah, but that was sort of his like, I'm okay. I don't know. But he took his life and it was a very, very unfortunate, very sad, very emotional. I was pregnant with my second child and I was actually Googling like, how do you grieve when you're pregnant and
Yes.
stuff. So I want to make sure we put up like a suicide hotline at the end of this one because
Yeah.
it's important for people that are struggling.
I mean, I didn't really put that together till after dinner last night when I was back in my room and I was like, wow, after going through being around with my wife when she's been pregnant 3 times, I can't imagine that stress or strain of going through your friend committing suicide while you're pregnant. Like,
Yeah.
like that's got to be
It was a lot. And I mean, and you, I think,
a little easier on me, but
I think you had it worse because you had the situation in your head. But I think that it's just something I've learned so much from and I've grown so much from him and and just always checking on your friends to make sure they're okay. And especially right now after the pandemic and everything, it's super important to keep in touch and check in on people and always get in that extra I love you, that extra hug. Like we were talking last night about
absolutely.
last time I saw him, my son was sitting in a high chair and he had full sleeves. Did he have full sleeves? He was working on full sleeves.
Yeah, it came up quick.
And he did it quick. He wanted to stop acting. So he was like, he was in a movie called The Rookie. That was a movie he was pretty well known for with Dennis Quaid. He became buddies with Dennis Quaid and they did this movie in Austin. He fell in love with Austin. And I remember our son like touching his arm, just like wanting to play with the tattoos on his arm. That's like my last memory of him because that's like the last time we had lunch together. So, but we have this buddy in common, and that's where we connected. And then of course Shara too, your wife. Yep. I'm friends with her, and yeah, it's just I'm so excited too because we're going to the concert tonight. So I'm so excited to like have you here and see your concert tonight. And so what's this drum? So you're going to do a drum. Everybody.
Yeah, we started to tell you we do we have a song where our drummer takes a drum solo every night, and we started talking a little bit about drum corps, which I never knew that much about till I became friends with Chad. I've known him for a long time now, but he grew up doing drum corps, and so in the middle of his drum solo, he wrote out basically a drum corps piece for everyone in the band. So everyone has a drum and their cymbals, and go up there, and it's a piece like
they
a drum
wheel them
piece.
Out. They wheel all the drums out for this special.
They do, yeah.
So we'll know when it's coming.
Oh yeah. They wheel them out, and it's so funny. But so we've been doing that for 20 years, something like that, and he'll change it every so often. But yeah, it's kind of one of the highlights of the show.
So when you walked in here, I asked you if you had the set list for tonight, but you said you don't. So that's not something you guys do. Like, I don't know anything.
Yeah, no, we do it after sound check every day.
Okay, so figure out what songs you want to play.
Yeah, so we typically, the first song will be different every night, and we have a handful of radio singles that we do every night.
That everybody wants to hear.
That everybody would know, familiar songs, and then we mix up the remainder of the songs. So we have, we just did 311 Day a month ago, and we did like 88 songs. And we just did 2 days this time.
Was it Vegas again?
Vegas, yeah.
Is it always going to be, is that like kind of where people
works
can expect?
Good. Yeah, it's easy for people to fly in there. The room there that we do it in is like a super high tech, it's called the Park MGM. And the room has got like this enormous high def video wall in there. And so it caters really nicely to big production. The sound's great. And it's really, all the seats are good. And, but we just, we prepared 88 songs. And then
88 songs.
It's
just
a lot.
Yeah, it's how many songs do you guys have? That 88 is.
So you got to memorize.
We have twice that many, and so we even, so we just try and remember all the songs, try and be not to forget any. And so there'll be some songs on there we didn't even play at 311 Day tonight, but typically just try and make it a good flow of mellow and hard rock. And
are there some that always go together? Like, are there always there's songs you always blend?
Not really. No. I mean, we used to do that more often, but now it's just kind of more
got too many songs.
Energetically. Like, yeah. So it's like there's always a little bit of homework before each show. So we'll make the list and be like, oh my God. Because the worst is like to get into a song, you start playing, and you're like, what is this next part? And but over time, I'm pretty good at getting back on it if I miss
memory.
It. It is. It's so weird. Like, because I play guitar, so I'll mentally maybe not have it, and then I'll just be like, oh, okay, and then physically my hand will just go where it needs to go, and it's like, oh, thank you.
You're so jealous of musical ability.
I know. I'm like, someday I'm going to learn. It's not going to happen.
It's not in
because I'm like, I'll learn the harp. No, I'll learn the bass. No, wait, I'll learn. Finally, I decided during COVID to learn piano.
Yeah.
And I loved it, but it was like such a brain exercise. I'm like learning music theory at the same time, and it was a lot. And I could do it during COVID. I haven't been able to do it since. I'm like, I don't have the time or the bandwidth to sit down and do this right now.
Yeah, you have to have and being moms is not that much time for it.
They be in our brains. They're gone.
Yeah. Well, right, to just be able to have the space and calmness to just take your time with it.
Yeah, I get frustrated too. Yeah. Like, can't tell what that says. What note is that on the left hand? And where is that? And how am I supposed to put my fingers? Is it supposed to be my pinky or my, and I get frustrated.
So do you have like a favorite? I'm sure all of you have different favorites that you like fight for to play.
Yes and no. It's always hard to choose favorite songs.
Like choosing your favorite child.
It is. That's what
people ask me to pick my favorite show.
Yeah, it is. And So we try and really think more about the people listening and how they're going to like it and stuff. And so,
Oh, do you target it per like maybe Chicago likes one thing, but like your hometown of Nebraska like something else? Or
sometimes what we'll do, we haven't been to Nashville in a while. So, but had we been here last year, we would pull up the set list and look at it and be like, okay, what did we play last time we were here? Let's make sure we do something different.
Oh, interesting.
And then, we played down in the Keys.
Oh, yeah.
Florida Keys about a couple weeks ago. And so then maybe you catered that a little bit more reggae, something like that.
Yeah. More with the people in the warm temperatures are loving.
Yes,
they're in a tropical mood.
Yeah.
I get that. That's cool.
We played with the Deftones a couple of years back, and everyone in our band loves the Deftones, but that you kind of gear, it was more of a metal fest. So we'll give them a reggae song there, but mostly kind of rock.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you were saying you had a really fun time at this festival recently.
Yes, with Incubus and Green Day.
That sounds awesome.
We have a lot of history.
Was that in Florida? Where was that?
That was in Florida and Tampa.
Okay.
And it's right outside the Joe Brady or John.
Is it Tom?
Tom Brady. Joe Brady's someone I went to high school with, so you don't think I'm that out of
How
it.
you doing?
Yeah, oh my God.
But
Tell Tom I said that.
Speaking of high school, so you went to high school with some of these guys, right?
Yeah, three of us went to high school together.
Who was it?
And Nick and Chad, so our drummer and one of our singers. And we all graduated together. And then the other two guys, they're from south side of Omaha.
Oh, okay.
Which it's different over there.
Oh, is it?
A little bit. But no, it's great there too. But so we met them after high school.
Okay.
So we started
But it's the same guys from basically creation,
same
right?
guys, yeah. So
That's incredible.
Yeah.
yeah.
That shows a friendship and a respect and like that is then it sounds to me, I don't want to like speak for anyone, but that nobody's like a diva. There's no like
varying degrees.
Yeah.
Varying degrees.
but doable.
It's doable. Yes, that's right.
Like,
right. That's right. We can all get along. And and it's been that way for our whole career. So we're lucky. And I personally enjoy, everyone writes music. So, what I'm playing is a lot of times something someone else wrote, and I enjoy their songwriting stuff. And so hopefully everyone's like that.
That's nice.
That
you guys have that respect for each other and
and
creative, like everyone's like creatively involved.
Yeah.
So I have one more question before we move on to what you binge. I just want to know, because of your cover of Love Song, who was the Cure fan that decided that's the song to?
That was Adam Sandler who made that decision. Yes.
Oh, because it was for the movie.
Yeah, 51st Dates.
Oh.
So that was his suggestion.
Okay, so he came to you guys specifically for that song.
I think, yes. Nick worked on other songs on that soundtrack. And then our friend, who is our mutual friend with Adam Sandler. And so somewhere along the line, he suggested that or asked, what do you think about this? And then that's where that came from.
Because I love that song from The Cure. I can't, between you guys,
song.
Adele and Cure, I can't decide like which version. I'd love to mix it up and listen to all of them. But
man, I'm out of touch, but Adele does it.
Adele did one.
Oh, man.
I
didn't know she did one.
She did like that with that voice and and very different from the one you guys did, very different from The Cure. Like, I love that it can be three different sounds, but the same. And I just love those lyrics. But
yeah, me too. And the Cure, they're just one of our all-time favorites, probably in our band since high school.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We used to be in a cover band in high school, and we did some Cure songs. Not that song, but other Cure songs.
Well, that's one other question. Who were like your influences in music? Like, what made you get into it?
Oh, man. It's such a wide variety. When we started talking about Dolly Parton, sitting down.
Because of our mugs, Dolly for president.
She is probably, everyone in our band loves her.
Really?
Yeah.
That's an interesting.
Everybody in the world loves Dolly.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I didn't learn about her till I moved down here, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew like 9 to 5 because I knew her more as an actress, Steel Magnolias.
9 to 5 is great.
Yeah, but growing up in New York, it was all Billy Joel. We had a lot of Bruce Springsteen, Beastie Boys. It wasn't like, and I was into like the 9 Inch Nails and stuff like that. So I wasn't really into country. And then I moved down here and I started to learn about her, and now I'm obsessed.
I feel like she transcends country.
Oh my! She transcends everything.
Yeah, she's like the female Elvis. You know, like really just.
Especially for Tennessee.
Oh my gosh! And I mean, what she's done for music, but then all the other stuff she does in life.
You should,
too.
now that you have little ones, I missed the boat on this. I didn't know about it. What's her library?
Imagination library.
She has this imagination library. They send
You can
free
sign
books
up.
I don't
for
know
little
what-
kids. They have to be under 5 though, right? So your little one can get free books
She'll
from her.
send them a book a month until they turn 5, until they start kindergarten.
Isn't that a cool thing?
Wow.
And it's free. You just sign up on the website and it comes in the mail.
Just to help kids be readers.
Yeah, I had no
I
idea.
wish I had known about that. By the time I found out about it, my kids were like, the youngest was like 7. So I missed the boat.
Yeah, I haven't fully missed the boat.
You haven't. You're still right in there. You can still at least enjoy a little bit of
Squeeze in a couple years.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we have to ask you, what are you into? What are your...
You know, I made a few notes. I don't know if I'll have to look at my notes or
Okay.
not, but I was just trying to think of recently what I've been watching. I've just finished The Righteous Gemstones.
Oh, it's so
Watch
good.
that. Yeah,
Oh, that
like
is
that
so
one.
good.
Like
Did
that
the
one.
second season?
Yes. Yep. It's great.
Have you seen it?
I've seen like the first 2 episodes, but I haven't quite gotten through. It's been like saved on my iPad for the next time I travel.
The second
So funny.
season far exceeds the
Really?
first. It is so funny.
Do you agree?
It's great. Yeah. No, I do. And I'm a big Danny McBride fan.
Oh, yeah.
And Adam Levine,
Oh, yeah.
who is from Omaha, where I grew up.
Oh, really? Did you know him?
I did not. I'm
He's a
quite
bit younger.
Yeah, quite a bit younger.
Didn't mean to call
Quite
you
a
out
bit
there.
younger. But yeah, he's funny to me. And, that made me think of Workaholics. I don't know if
Yes.
you guys watched that at all, but I've seen all
Hilarious.
those episodes. We
then I-
talked a little bit about How I Met Your Mom.
How I Met Your Mother is
rather.
like, that is my every night, like going to bed, watching that show. I almost, because we went to dinner last night and we talked about it, I almost rewatched the last episode. Did you watch the last episode?
I did not. And
He hasn't seen the last episode.
I've watched I've seen
I
every episode of that
understand.
show. But I didn't want it
To
to
end.
end. Yeah.
Yes.
And so when it was there, I was like, and this is years ago when it was on the TiVo
Yeah.
or whatever. And I was like, I can't bring myself to watch it.
I
Yeah.
was like that with Star Trek Next Generation,
Oh, yeah.
which sounds ridiculous, but I watched it growing up with my whole life. I loved it. And when I was pregnant with my first, my husband and I started and rewatched it again. And I couldn't remember the ending. And I actually don't know if I have ever watched the last episode.
Yeah.
I think I have.
I
but-
can't.
You were
I,
saying
I
maybe
want
it's
you to,
for
but
the
then
best.
I don't. I know.
No,
yeah, Mark
don't.
and I didn't. It ruins it.
I did not love the last episode.
It takes the whole thing and turns it on its head, which, then it takes away it doesn't take away the charm of the show. It's not going to ruin the show, but it's not its best episode. Let's put it that way.
It makes it really hard to enjoy the reruns too. Like
After
if you
s-
like
yeah, 'cause then all of a
watching
sudden
it
you're thinking
mindlessly, yeah, it'll just bring it up in your head like, oh, I don't like this payoff.
So have you watched this? There's the sequel now, How I Met Your Father.
Well, no, I had never heard of that till you mentioned
Yeah,
that.
it's actually filming next to iCarly, which I direct sometimes in LA, and so I was like really wanted to work on it because I thought it was gonna be a lot like How I Met Your Mother, and I was like begged for a job to direct it. I was like, I want to work on that so badly, but it's not. It's more like to me.
Have you watched it?
Yeah.
I've watched a couple episodes. I like
Did you like it?
Yeah.
But it's not like How I Met Your Mother.
No.
It's not as classically smart
think-
90s driven. Like, I feel like there's a nostalgia aspect to How I Met Your Mother. There's like, they bring up music, they bring up, they actually have, don't they have Violent Femmes play at their wedding and stuff like, or at least the song. But like, there's this aspect of it, of what I grew up with. Like, I feel like I grew up with those people. This feels like a younger, and you're 10 years younger than me. So this could be a younger generational thing.
I mean, I think, yes, I think they do pull in more nostalgia, and not to spoil it, but I'm pretty sure like Colby Smulders makes an appearance later in the season. So I think there are some tie-ins. It just hasn't happened yet.
But they do the opposite, where in How I Met Your Mother, he's talking to the two kids. Bob Saget's voice, rest in peace. He's talking to the kids on the sofa, right? So you see what the kids look like. I think what they're doing, they have Kim Cattrall as the
Narrator.
as the mother, and so she's narrating, but you're seeing her. You're not seeing the kids she's talking to.
Uh-huh.
And I want to say it's like a video message, like she's actually on FaceTime with them or something.
I think
like that.
so.
And so she's talking to the camera, which
You do
in
see
itself
the kid,
is
I think.
awkward.
It's a son.
I don't
right?
think you do, because I think what they want to do is keep it ambiguous as far as race and everything else goes about who these kids are going to be. Like, if you know the kids, then you kind of can guess what the dad might look like, perhaps. Because I always did that on How I Met Your Mother. I would look and be like, do the kids look like her? Do the kids look like... I mean, he always dated white girls. You know, it was sort of like, you know that there's not going to be like an interracial thing happening
Right.
here.
Yeah.
But I feel like on this show, they have to keep it a little bit more, like, keep you guessing.
Maybe
Ah,
so.
interesting.
But it also just felt a little bit more immature comedy. It didn't feel as smart to me.
Right, like they had the idea before they did any sort of the writing for it.
And they actually, when I talked to them, they were very concerned about the Barney. I mean, and Barney's so funny, but so inappropriate. But he also gets his. I feel like in a way he always gets his in the show, right? He doesn't really find love, and he's always they're always making fun of him. He's always told he's not the best friend and all these things. So I feel like they do kind of poke at him a little bit. But his character, they were like, do you feel like you can play with that now? Can you have a character like Barney now? And I guess I don't think you can. Some of the things he says and some of the things he does, there's certain episodes where you're like, wouldn't be able to get away with that now, you know? And I don't know if it's because the character's played by a gay man, that it was like okay to be a womanizer in that way. I don't know
It was
if
just
that
a different time.
made an excuse for him. But yeah. But I was like, I don't know. I think the show definitely holds up, whether it's appropriate or not for today's audience. But I think that How I Met Your Father didn't hit for me.
Yeah.
At all.
Well,
But I want when you watch it,
eventually.
you call me and tell me what you think.
I've been thinking about rewatching those How I Met Your Mother. Now I can't just watch the last episode. I'll have to watch it.
No, you got to rewatch the whole thing.
There.
I don't know if you should do it.
Yeah, I wish I wouldn't have done that with Dexter. I don't know if you watched Dexter.
I always wanted to.
Yeah, the last one on Dexter wasn't. I shouldn't have watched it. Yeah.
Do you remember the end of Roseanne? I feel like it was the same thing with Roseanne.
I never got that far with it.
Yeah.
I always liked it.
They always, Mark and I were actually talking about this yesterday. The only show that really wrapped up well was Seinfeld.
Yeah.
How would they just sort of like, they got off the subway train and they went, all right, see ya, and they walk away. Like, that's it. Like, Friends was a little too sappy. They're all like, they all put their keys down and they're all like hugging and looking around and crying. Like,
I think Friends wrapped up the best.
it did wrap up nicely.
And
I'm not.
Seinfeld was like the most
Seinfeld was
hated
perfect.
ending of all time.
It was
It was very
Game of
Seinfeld
Thrones
to do that.
It was because it's like to be continued. Like, their lives aren't ending just because we're not watching them anymore. That's sort of the idea of it. Like,
It was a smart
see you later.
ending.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty for a show about nothing. I thought it was pretty brilliant. Are you paying down old credit card debt? A personal loan could be your solution.
Loans usually come with fixed monthly payments, making them a simple way to help pay off your credit cards.
Plus, loans usually have lower interest rates than credit cards do, and Credit Karma can help you find the best option for you.
That's right. Credit Karma uses your credit data to find loan offers that are personalized to you, so you can have a better idea of what loan amount you can get approved for.
Credit Karma will even show you your chances of approval, so you can choose between loan offers that you're more likely to get approved for and apply with more confidence.
Comparing loan offers on Credit Karma is 100% free, won't affect your credit scores, and could save you money.
Are you ready to apply? So head to creditkarma.com/loan offers to see personalized offers.
Go to creditkarma.com/loan offers to find the loan for you.
That's creditkarma.com/loan offers. And support Credit Karma so they keep supporting What Women Binge. Thanks for listening, and thank you, Credit Karma, for being a great sponsor.
What else are you into?
Well, I got to mention The Punisher. You guys watch that at all? It's kind of a guy's thing, maybe.
I've got a comic book nerd for a husband. So.
Yeah. That was one of the first ones I kind of binged out on. I was trying to think back. I guess Breaking Bad was like maybe one of the first ones I started binging out on. Seems like it's more of a recent development with the way they make
like streamers
series and things now.
Well, they make you have to watch the net. Like, they won't let you off without. Like, they literally have an algorithm for it, I think, and then they have to like structure these shows where you sort of end in the middle of a show and like at the climax as opposed to end at the end. Nothing gets wrapped up. It's like, and now, do you ever watch like Dead to Me? They did a great job of that. Like, everything's like, and then you're like, I gotta watch the next one.
A cliffhanger.
Yes.
Yeah. Yellowstone was kind of like that.
Yeah.
Yellowstone 1883. I like those a lot. I'm a sucker for the Old West stuff. But
and how much did you love Tim McGraw and Faith? I was talking about this.
Yeah. My goodness. Wow. What a great job.
Have you ever run into them in your career?
No. I hope I get to at some point.
Especially now with
Tim
that.
McGraw, I had no idea.
I know, he was in Friday Night Lights too, right? The movie, I think, version, and he's so good in that.
He seems like the real deal on that
He was
horse.
in-
And
Oh my
everything.
gosh,
The
no
Blind
kidding.
Side too, wasn't he the dad in
The Blind Side, yeah. No.
Yeah.
Yes, he was Sandra Bullock's husband. Yes, yeah, he's really talented. But I didn't think Faith Hill. I just thought that was like, oh, that's convenient. So good.
Yeah.
She's so good.
Yeah, great job.
That whole cast was really good, actually.
Yeah.
Because Yellowstone, I feel like some of the I feel like the writing is a little soapy.
Right. Yep.
But 1883 felt gritty.
Yeah, and just all the horses and the wagons.
They're
and
really
outside.
about horses.
Yeah.
They're like
People
really
love
riding.
horses.
Oh, yeah, they're the best.
I I did a
I'm
horse.
afraid of them, kind of, but
I did a horse movie last year, and all I did was try to get comfortable on it, look natural, and then I watched them. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to hold on to the horn. Like I can't like go with a horse and keep my hands out like that girl does when she's racing her next husband, and she's like racing with her arms out, like full speed, and
Gotta
she
be
is
one
doing
with the
it.
animal, Melissa.
that's right.
I am not
Bond with it.
I'm not an animal lover, as we've. I mean, I have respect for animals, but I don't need to love them all.
Oh,
I love animals. Yeah.
So what
That's a
music?
good way
What
to
is
be.
what's your go-to playlist, or do you have like a pump up song before you go out?
Not really.
No.
Not really. I travel on a bus with our drummer, and we're kind of the same vibe. Now, the other 3 dudes travel on a bus, and they definitely have pump up music. Like you go there, and there'd be like 3 different musics playing.
So there's the chill bus,
Yeah,
and
kind
the
of like
vibey bus.
That's
and
right.
Chad
That's right. We
chill
just kind of
and
chill,
Peanut essay and
warm up,
Nick,
and it's more of a quiet thing.
Is there an age
before we
difference,
go.
or you guys are all the same age?
Everyone's the same age,
Okay.
except Peanut, our bass player, is 4 years younger.
And does anyone bring their families along on this, or everyone leaves the families behind? Is that like an
Yeah,
agreement on the?
There's just not enough room
Yeah.
to do it, and if it was like the 70s back in the day, we probably would. But everyone's kids are in school.
Oh yeah,
things
that
like
makes
that.
sense.
So it's kind of it's too hard. But they come out and meet us. They were in Vegas. We were like in Vegas for like a week, so my family was there, and trying to that'll
just
probably
pop
be
by
it
for parts of the tour.
Yeah.
Will Cheryl ever come out? Just her, or
No, it's so funny because all of our friends who have kids and stuff, they'll like take off and their kids will be at home with someone. We've never done that.
no?
And so
It takes a
she's
minute to get used to
especially
that.
due for that.
Yeah.
Needs to go
Yeah.
have a girls'
It took
weekend
us.
or
I
something.
think it took us till our youngest was like 7 to do that. No,
It did not take me that long.
you know what? We didn't let the youngest go. Actually, I think we did it before the youngest was born. And then since he's been born, we haven't done it again. My mom took the kids on vacation for 4 days, and then we went away.
Nice.
And that was like the first time we got a little taste of blood, and we were like, oh yeah, we got to do that more.
Yeah.
We got to do that more. So we take every advantage. Like we're going to go to LA and just spend like 2 nights in our house out there, just like doing nothing.
No, well,
And that's like a
working
nice
the whole
break.
time.
Working a little
But-
bit. Working a little bit. We're doing some podcasts out there, but
Yeah, my parents did a really good job of modeling, like, you got to take some time away every once in a
Yeah.
while. It wasn't a constant thing by any means, but it was very much they prioritized their time and they would come back to us, and it was great. And so that is definitely something that as soon as my kids were old enough for me to feel comfortable, which was not very old, be like, grandparents.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
Here
right.
you go.
grandparents can be a very
See you in a
wonderful
couple
thing.
days.
Yes, yes. So we're, Cher's due for that. We're going to give her I think they're old enough now that I can handle them, that they can handle not having mom around.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But we'll see. Maybe only for a few days.
All you gotta do,
First.
I mean,
Yeah.
my
No,
kids,
trip over to like
Just some.
San Ysidro Ranch or something fun for like just a small escape.
Yeah, mom needs it. But yeah.
my kids, I mean, your kids will love it though. If my husband has them for the weekend, they're like, yes, it's going to be awesome. If he leaves for a weekend, they're like, what are we going to do?
See, now Mark's so used to having the kids that I'm like, when he has to leave, I'm like, how do I feed them? What do I? It's a lot of instant oatmeal.
That's how I am too. I'm like, how are we going to eat?
Like
What are we
instant
gonna
oatmeal and
do?
bagels. Like here, and we're gonna order in.
Oh, see, that's what my kids love though. They're like, Dad. He does this
Yeah.
thing with them called progressive dinner. If you need some dad ideas for
What's
Rosh Hashanah.
that?
He will put them in the car and he will drive them to different restaurants or fast food, whatever they want, for each part of the meal. So they'll
Oh, not
go
like
somewhere.
each kid gets like Goldie gets Panda Express, Riker gets
They each get to
Chick-fil-A.
pick one.
Okay.
So like, okay, we're going first for the appetizer. What do you want to do? And so if it's all fast food, they'll be like, we're going to Sonic for French fries.
Now I've had a progressive
Wow.
party at my old house in LA that
Uh-huh.
you've been to. There was a progressive party where we started at someone's house for drinks. We've gotten like one of those old like 60s limos where all the seats face forward.
Oh, that's fun.
It's like it's more like a station wagon. We got one of these limos and we went like from a house with drinks to the house with appetizers to the house with dinner to the house with dessert.
Nice.
And that was really fun. We were dressed like Barbies. It was a Barbie party.
Nice.
That was really fun. I'll show you the picture sometime.
Well, Logan doesn't get that intense with it, but the kids love it.
That's awesome.
And it only ever
That's a
happens
good
when
idea.
I'm gone. So they're like, go.
You gotta go.
It's
we-
good. That's what you got to do. You got to come up with some fun. That's the night they get ice cream for That's the time that ice cream for
Yes.
breakfast or something.
That's what I
my
do.
gosh.
That's my secret.
That's how you
They
get
need
them, like-
something fun from mom. We do ice cream for breakfast. That's usually the New Year's tradition.
Should we ask Tim the standard questions? Are you ready for some
Yes.
standard questions?
Yeah.
We used to call them rapid
Prepare.
fire, but
It's never rapid fire.
I didn't prepare, but I'm not good at preparing.
it's okay. You don't have to prepare. They're just honest questions. Like, what is your favorite movie genre?
Oh, comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I like science fiction too, but I just always grew up with my dad was really into comedies too. I ever since I was a kid.
Well, so
I
did
think
you like
just-
50 First Dates since you have
I did.
a song in there?
I did.
That's like one of my favorites,
I
by
love
the
that
way.
one. Yeah.
Like that's one of those that comes on and I will watch it every time. From wherever it is in the movie, I will watch it.
What's your favorite movie of all time?
Oh boy, that's hard. I wouldn't be able to choose one. I don't know why. I really like Nacho Libre.
Oh, it's so
And
good.
it doesn't ever get much attention, but
It's
I love that
hilarious.
movie.
My kids
Yeah,
love
it's
that
great.
Jack
one.
Black.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
He's a
it's-
goof.
he's the best.
What's your go-to app for like a flight or your bus ride?
Maybe not on a flight. I watch a lot of YouTube.
Okay.
Like we were talking YouTube guitar players, things like that, like a lot of music on there. But
So you geek out about guitar even though it's your job.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can learn a lot from those guys. And it's something I really enjoy, like the tech side of it and the new gear, and then also the learning about playing mostly. But
Even though you've been doing it like your whole life.
yeah, the longer you do it, the more you realize you don't really know too much. I mean, especially here in Nashville, the best guitar players in the world are here.
Oh yeah.
And so I was mentioning it the other night, but a couple of the guys that I watch a lot are out of Nashville.
You say they're studio musicians? Is that
Studio guys, and they YouTube and things like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're just,
well, you can call a few out if you want to.
yeah, well, my man, Tom Bukovac, he's great, homeschooling. And RJ Ronquillo,
Oh.
guy I know him from Miami. I used to spend a lot of time in Miami with a while ago, and so I met him there, and a lot of great musicians from there. But he's in Nashville now,
Oh, cool.
and so. But I like I do stream. I usually put a bunch of stuff in my iPad.
Yeah.
and I'll watch like you guys know
Oh
Letterkenny?
yeah.
Just love that.
That's a funny
show.
one. Wait, have you seen Afterlife with Ricky Gervais? I feel like this would be your jam.
No, but my favorite YouTube guy, Tom Bukovac, recommended that one.
Oh yeah, you
And
got
so I was like, I got to get this going.
Yeah.
It's on my notes. of
You'll
things.
like it.
It's on my list.
If you like raunchy comedy.
Interesting.
It's
yeah.
fun. Well, if you like Nacho Libre, I think it's a little dark though. His wife has died and he is like not sure he wants to keep living, so he's kind of living with whatever comes his way. But it's funny and dark. It's definitely like a little noir. Is there a TV villain that you love to hate?
Oh boy. I'm a sucker for Blacklist.
Oh, yeah.
You watch that at all? And so I don't know if
Yeah, I like that one.
if he's a villain or not, but James Spader.
Spader.
Yeah.
He's always a bad guy.
He's
I
always
feel
a
like
bad guy.
James
He's
Spader
great, yeah.
wasn't he a bad guy in like
Some people are
every
just mid- John
Lesson,
Miller's
like Lesson Zero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just got that face. These are the eyebrows or something.
He looks
Something
a
about
little
him is really.
mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he had. That's. I think it's the
Naturally a
eyebrows. That's why I
little
think it's
mean.
like the eyebrows just put him in that place of like.
So sometimes he's good on that show, but no, he's a bad guy, I guess.
He's
But yeah,
someone you
maybe
love to
him.
hate.
Yeah.
Like Beth on Yellowstone. I always say.
Yeah.
Do you do you have a favorite workout song, or let's just say favorite? I don't know. Driving home to Nebraska song.
It is technically a workout song. I just find it funny. But our production manager, one of our managers, he's got this little, we call it a crank box. And it's like it plays MP3s, but you have to crank it like this to get it to make noise. And then it has a speaker in it. And he'll bust out this Arnold Schwarzenegger song from the 80s, maybe, about with the crank box. Yeah. And it's, I'm going to flake the name of it, but that's a great workout song. It's,
Is he sang on it?
he sang on it. It's not really,
boy.
it's more him like saying
Yodeling?
words like,
Pump Palace?
Pump Palace?
No.
No.
Pump Palace. That's a
No,
funny name.
Apparently, he's got a lot of songs.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a,
He's like
just
David
imagine-
Hasselhoff. He's like the German
Like
David
Arnold
Hasselhoff.
Schwarzenegger
it's
going,
funny. Yeah.
Pump up the jam.
Pump it up.
It's like that, yeah.
Like your feet up.
Is there a TV show that you gave up on?
Technically, How I Met Your Mother.
Well, yeah,
I guess.
the very end.
You made
I
it like
did
what,
give
7,
up
8
on that one.
seasons, and then
I couldn't do it. Yeah.
did you watch Only Murders in the Building?
No.
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 Must watch.
Also,
wow.
The Great, by the way. And this is one you and Shara probably need to watch together because The Great is about Catherine the Great, but it's called An Occasionally True Story.
Oh, it's so funny.
Raunchy and funny.
If you like
Interesting.
Righteous Gemstones, I think you'll.
Yeah, you'll like The Great.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
It's just called The Great.
The Great.
It's on Hulu.
Wow. Okay.
It's so good.
All
There's
right.
2 seasons.
Jeez.
It's so good. And that one you will not give up on. Is there a book that you think everybody in their life should read once?
Boy.
Are you a reader?
I am, but I read some kind of out there things. I really like this guy's name's Joseph Farrell, Dr. Joseph Farrell. And he writes, he has a doctorate in patristics, which is the church fathers. So it's like, early church fathers and all that kind of stuff. And he's American, but it's from Oxford. So he's that's like the smartest guy, but he's got a lot of books now. It must be at least 20 books. I've read all those. And they're like, I don't know if you call it alternative history, but they're, takes on like, the first book of his I read is called The Grid of the Gods. Oh. And that's basically, it's talking about where the pyramids are located on the planet and relationships of this and that. But it's a lot of historical things. And
Is that like Illuminati? No.
He does talk about them,
Yeah.
And the history of them.
Like Da Vinci
like
Code
that.
kind of stuff.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. And, he's like hardcore Christian scholar. So he's got all that kind of stuff down. And then everything to what's going on in the world modern. So he's got a website called Giza Death Star.
Okay.
Which is kind of interesting. But he, the one thing he'll talk about is the Great Pyramid, and a lot of people study it and everything. And he has a hypothesis about the possibility that was actually used as a weapon. And it sounds crazy just to say that, but when you get into it and learn about all these things and all the things, the way it's built and all this kind of stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
It's
Anyway,
very interesting.
But yeah, there's a lot of
What's the
stuff.
website?
It's called Giza Death Star.
Giza Death Star.
And he does a lot of just more current events on there. But
That's a wild name for a website.
I know
it is.
so many
It's
people
funny.
who love this.
He's like he's got some really great books, but his main one that if you were to read one first is called The Cosmic War.
Okay.
And so that'll just talk about it's pretty
Feels up my alley.
it's pretty interesting.
Make some notes over there.
Yeah.
What about, is there a show that you guys watch as a couple that like you can't watch without her while you're on the road or something, or vice versa?
Well, we did 1883 was like that until we left. And that's the one, like I mentioned, that we got all the way up to the last episode and then I had to go out of town. And we were trying to watch it. And then with the kids, it's like hit or miss at the end of the night if we're going to have the energy to watch a show.
Yeah. That's
And so
hard because
that
then you don't
last
want to
one's-
fall asleep during it.
Yeah. I kind of have a feeling how it's going to go there in that last one there. But
Oh, so you still haven't done it?
I still haven't watched the
Gotta
last one.
When's your
there.
tour done?
Like in just under 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
So she hasn't watched it yet either. So maybe we'll get
All right.
to
So
that.
you just got to hold out a little bit
We
longer.
mostly watch things together.
Yeah.
Like when I'm out, like I just binge watched Mayor of Kingstown.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, but I don't know how much she would be into that.
Yeah.
So
Are
you
you
try
not
and
into
find the
Bridgerton?
things she wouldn't like.
Are you not watching
Yeah.
Bridgerton? What's wrong with you?
Bridgerton? What is Bridgerton?
So
What is
good.
Bridgerton?
Okay, it
I love
is.
that you don't know what that is because I wouldn't expect you to actually.
It's probably for.
I wonder if Shara
I
knows
think
it.
some
though. I don't
guys
think it's
know
her
about
cup of tea
Bridgerton.
either.
It's based in what, like the 1800s?
Oh, it's like Melrose Place, British, fake, phony.
Did you like
soap
Downton
opera.
Abbey?
I never watched it, but I think Shara might have watched Downton
Okay.
Abbey.
I think it's totally different than Downton Abbey.
No, but it's like that kind of feel. It's pretty. It's everybody's in that
It's
Regency dress.
it's a little bit
Buildings, the
ridiculous. I
sets
hate
are
to say it, but
gorgeous.
it's like, but like the draw. It's all about who you're going to marry. It's all about getting out in society, and yeah, each family has like their color, and
It's
if you wear yellow, your
fun
house
and
is yellow.
sexy and colorful.
It is. It's a little too sexy.
Does Mark watch it?
No,
My husband has watched it.
I wish he would watch The Great with me, but he can't handle the language.
Logan couldn't handle the fact that the story was not better.
In Bridgerton?
Yes.
Yeah, the stories are pretty. Yeah,
Is it
I
called
wonder.
Bridgerton? Is that
It's
someone's
based on the
name?
Family's
series.
last name, and the thing is, every member of the Bridgerton family will have a series. Like I guess there's a book for each family member, and so there'll be a season for each family member. So it's about this one girl getting married off last season. Now it's
Daphne.
about the older brother finding his love, and so it's kind of like following each family member each season. So if they get to keep going, there's like 7 family members. So
If you need a good mindless binge,
yes, just if you want to see something
amazing.
pretty,
Bridgerton.
it's beautiful.
you're probably not. It's probably not your jam. I know Mark's over there hamming it up. Do you have a favorite radio station?
Well, I listen to Sirius XM.
Yeah.
Because I do commute down to our studio from where I live. And, like, I'm a big fan of the band Phish.
Oh yeah.
And so they have their own radio
Radio?
station. Yeah, I listen to Phish radio.
I haven't programmed that in my presets. I got to do that.
Yeah, I mean, they have such a
You like
huge
jam
catalog.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah, I like.
Do they have a
little
bigger?
jam bands.
I mean, you guys have a bigger catalog though. I'd imagine.
I don't know. What they have is every show has been recorded since their whole career basically, and then they just have so much content there, and they do all the jams are different every time, so
Yeah.
it's a huge thing of content.
That's true.
But, so I like that. I mean, I love reggae. Mm-hmm. Although it's hard roots reggae on some of the Apple one's pretty good. The Apple radio.
Yeah.
And then, I just like I like being in charge of it myself, but something about driving and being able to put it on and let someone else choose the songs.
Your music.
So,
I feel this is what I talk about with my kids all the time. Is like they have no attention span, and I think part of it is because they don't have to watch commercials. They don't have to sit and listen to the radio until that song comes on that they're waiting for, and then push record on the tape deck,
cassette deck,
and try to record it so they can listen to it whenever they want. Otherwise, they have to go to the store and buy it, and then fast forward through the songs they don't want to hear for that one they want to hear. But in doing all that, in being able to kind of custom build their own playlists and their own television, and not having to sit through commercials, they're losing patience, they're losing focus, and they don't ever have to experience things that they would maybe not discover. If they just listen to the radio for 5 hours, you might discover a band you didn't hear, or a song you didn't know. Or
and a lot of songs, like we were talking about Tool earlier, a lot of their songs, it's like the last 25% of the song where it's like the best part of the song, where it builds to this thing. And
radio doesn't want that anymore, it seems. Like they don't like guitar solos and things like that anymore, right? They want to cut right to the chorus. And
yeah, unfortunately, it got to a point where they edit out,
the musician part.
Yeah, that's right. But I like the old classic rock and I forget what they call it, vinyl something, channel or whatever. So
Vinyl
I like
classic.
Was it Vinyl Lounge? Classic vinyl.
Yeah,
Classic
vinyl. So I like those. It's easy to get to there, and I listen to a lot of I'll listen to podcasts when I drive too.
Oh yeah,
sometimes.
which ones?
I'm trying to think.
Do you listen to What Women Binge?
I will now. Yes, I will
thanks.
now. Yeah.
We're pretty interesting.
I mean, we're kind of obnoxious, but we're
Sometimes.
cute, so it's okay.
That's all
You're
right.
so pretty. Bless your heart.
Bless your heart. We are in the South. I've learned to say that. Bless your heart.
Bless
We're
you.
trying to teach
I
her
mean,
how to use
many
it in
different
context.
passive aggressive.
You say fixin' to do things here, or is that
I
Texas?
say fixing to do things.
fixing to do things. Or the most confusing one is, can you put that up? You have to, it like means clean up or put that away.
Put that
up.
But even if something's going down, you still say put it up. Like if the kid puts their toy in the toy bin, they're putting it up. I'm like, no, it's
one of our singers, essay, his wife is from Tennessee.
oh, okay.
And so he's got a lot of learned sayings from him. And then we've had some bus drivers from Tennessee. And so like one that I use a lot is wash this.
Wash this, yeah.
Wash this.
Fixing
Well, you gotta-
to, I never knew was not a thing.
Well, do you
until-
say have your picture taken or have your
Made.
picture made? You say
Oh.
have your picture made.
I don't
I
know
lived
that
when I first came to an Alabama football game, and they were like, "Have my picture made with you." I'm like, "What does that mean?"
Someone's going to
picture
paint our
made.
picture here?
Instead of take, yeah, because we say take.
Made, for sure.
Can I take a picture with you? Yeah,
I can't think of all
make
the
sure-
other ones because I am Southern,
I know.
so it just
I know.
is natural.
I know. There's
for
so
me.
many. We'll go through them. But I'll make you a little cheat sheet. But you have to remember, if you like iced tea, you have to ask for unsweet tea. Like I
Yes.
make the mistake still of like, now when I go somewhere else, I ask for hot tea. because here you have to ask for hot tea. And if you just say tea, you're going to get a sweet iced tea.
Yeah, I've experienced that too.
So it can be
You
very
say that like it's a
confusing.
bad thing.
No, but it's very confusing because in other places
That
you
is
say
a
tea, you get hot
delicious
tea.
treat.
You get like a cup of hot tea.
Yeah, I've never been a sweet tea kind of guy.
I'm not really a sweet tea person either.
So
And
good, but it's so
I mean,
bad.
I grew up with it and I love it, but it's one of those things you have to quit as like a young adult or you're going to pay for it.
Oh, I would like come down
With
here, visit my
diabetes?
in-laws, and like have like a massive cup of sweet tea, get a big head, like jump around like crazy, right? Just like crazy amount of energy, crash on the couch, take a nap, wake up with a hangover, and go get more because if I get some more sweet tea, I'll
You
feel
better
better.
hit the tea again.
The surprise
Some
sweet
more.
tea is the greatest though when you're a unsweet tea orderer and all of a sudden they accidentally give you a sweet tea. It's just like,
I guess I
Jesus
gotta drink it.
loves me.
No, it's
Thank
too much
you.
though sometimes. I gotta cut it. I gotta cut it with unsweet. Is there a movie that you walked out of or maybe shut off?
Oh, there's got to be. I don't know if I've ever walked out of a movie.
No. Have you
I
ever
don't
gone to a
think I
movie by
have.
yourself?
I don't think I have.
I don't think I have either.
Oh, it's
never have.
one of the greatest joys in life.
It's still something on my bucket list of things to do, like go to a movie by
Go to a
myself.
movie by yourself, get
I
the
tried.
popcorn.
I was shooting a movie in Vancouver and I tried, but the makeup artist had never done it either, and we both decided to do it together.
and
that was
You
purpose.
sit over there.
Yeah.
I'll sit over here.
So we actually went to the movies together. That didn't work out. But you can't think of one, or maybe like turned off, and you're like never going to watch that again.
Boy, it would. When you're sitting there at home, it's pretty easy to get through it. But I can't think of one where I was like, yeah, forget this. I fall asleep,
Yeah,
but that's not really intentionally turning.
Yeah,
it off.
that just depends. That can just be a long day. Is there a book that you've read more than once?
I don't. No, there's not. I have. I love to read,
You check things off the list.
but yeah, there's always another one sitting there.
Yeah.
And so there are, when you finish it, you're like, okay, this would be good to read this again. But nothing that really comes to mind.
You might, when your kids go through high school and they're reading all those like I'm starting to read all the classics with my kids, like Outsiders and stuff like that. Like I'm hoping one of them gets Catcher in the Rye because I want to reread that.
Yes.
You might get to go through it with them because then you'll realize how quick they seem like torture back then. They're so long. It took
Catcher
forever.
in the Rye still is.
Catcher in the Rye is not long.
Have you ever read Catcher in the Rye?
I have not.
Oh, it's so good. Oh, you would probably love it.
There's a
I
reason
would
it's
now, I
torture in
think.
high school, and that's because it is torture.
It is not.
Have you read it?
I'm going to go back and read it. I
Okay.
think that's the only one I've actually read more than once because I did like it that much.
Yeah.
But it was still a long time ago. I was like,
Yeah, I know I would appreciate it
234
now.
pages.
So, what? From somebody who just read, by the way, I'm in the middle of a book that you read it's a 16-hour audio book and I'm only an hour 2.
Took me 2 days.
Yeah.
And here she's
can do
complaining
it.
about 230 pages of a
It's
classic.
not.
great.
I'm not saying it's long. I'm saying it's a torturous 230
Oh,
pages.
no, it's so good.
Audiobooks are a little bit easier sometimes.
Yeah, I'm starting to get into those more just because I want to complete it on the drive. Like,
Yeah.
at least I feel like I'm kind of multitasking.
Yeah. No,
Like, I don't have the time to sit down and read.
yeah.
Is
that's
Addie
nice.
LaRue the one that's
Addie LaRue is the one that I'm trying to get
If
through
you-
16
Ah,
hours.
you like kind of sci-fi? Do you like novels?
I do.
Okay, The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue.
Ah,
It is
oh, that.
so good.
Ah,
It's a little bit like Everlasting Tuck in a way where she
Tuck Everlasting.
Oh my gosh, why do I always do that? Tuck Everlasting is my son's name. I should remember. Comes first. But it's like she basically makes a deal with the devil and lives she can live as long as she wants, right? I think that's
No,
where
she
I'm
lives.
going.
She doesn't die.
She does. Oh, hey, I don't know what
a
happens
hard
at
one.
the end, but
Well,
so far she can live as long as she wants. Is basically
know.
what I got. Is there a show you watch with your kids, like that you like to watch with your kids?
you know what? Do you guys know Dude Perfect?
No.
Yeah. Dude
oh,
Perfect.
Tuck would love
That,
Dude
yeah.
Perfect.
What is that on?
Oh, it's
YouTube.
it's YouTube channel. Yeah, they're like maybe one of the biggest YouTubers.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
They're
then I,
huge.
I
Yeah.
Way up
probably
there.
know it.
They're the trick shot guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And
They're
so-
doing arenas now,
yeah
live shows.
What?
Yeah.
I gotta have them
tour.
open for you guys
on tour. We probably have to open for them. They're huge.
because that's
Yeah.
what YouTube has done.
Yeah, we binge watched all those once the COVID hit.
Really?
I mean, they've been doing it for a long time.
Are your
but-
kids into Mr. Beast too?
Yeah, our oldest one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Beast. Do you know Mr. Beast?
Oh, my kid is really into this Is It Cake show. Have you seen this? They make things like it'll be like a steak in with the styrofoam and the saran wrap over it, and it's actually a cake.
Ah,
And you have to decide, is it cake or is it a steak
Okay.
from the grocery store?
I have seen that actually.
Yeah, and he's obsessed with this whole like, is it cake? You know what though? The weird thing is, now that I think about it, Tucker, when he was little, his favorite book was this cakes book. It was like a how to make cakes book. So every birthday he would pick out a cake and I would have to make it. So it was a guitar one year. It was a tire with a monster trucks on it, and I would make these cakes. And he carried that book around so much, I got so abused that I went on Amazon and bought like the last 3. They were like a penny each, and I bought them because I was like, he's going to destroy this book, and he can't live. He has to walk around with this book in his arms. And now it actually makes sense that he's obsessed with this cake show, I guess.
That's great. Yeah, I love the cooking shows too.
You do?
Yeah, we used to watch Best Ever Food Review Show. We used to watch that. I haven't seen it since he came back to the United States, but
Great British Bake Off.
yeah, watch that
I
one.
love that one. I binge that one like crazy.
So
right?
good.
Yeah. So now we just have to be invasive and ask you how many unread emails you have on your phone.
Oh, that's so funny because I thought, oh man, I got like 40. I'm gonna be so good. It's not.
What are you up to?
It's more like
I don't even know what mine's at. I'm scared. I have
451.
That's not too bad.
Not too
I thought
bad.
you weren't that kind of guy, Tim.
I
Did you
too. I
empty
seriously
them
did.
in an attempt-
I did. I went and looked at it and I was like,
Who
let me see
warned
here.
you?
What? Uh-oh. But I don't know if you do this too, but every so often I'll, you know how you can set it, at least on this phone, where it'll say unviewed emails or whatever it's called. And then you can just see those and I'll go through and just be like, oh, why is it not looked at? And I'll get rid of them. But there's always people on there that I'm like, oh my gosh, these people hate me because I forgot to respond
This
to
has been
them.
years.
Yeah, and it's not intentional, but yeah,
No,
like
email is
even
not the
that,
way
I
to get
thought,
me.
oh, they only have like 40 in here, but yeah, 451.
Yeah, I always have to. I'm at 105 right now. If it gets over the 100 mark, I start to panic, and that's when I start to like
I don't
really go through.
I never panic.
I know this one had 92,000 when we first met.
It resets
Wow.
at like
She's a recovering email list,
110,000 or
whatever
something.
we want to call you. Yeah.
Once you hit 110, it's like, okay.
I think it's
not-
actually higher than that. I'm not exactly sure. I've hit the reset before. And then last time
We're working on it.
She's trying to
We're working
change
on
me.
some better behaviors to be more disciplined and more focused in our emailing.
one day she's going to love me for who I am.
I love you for who you are.
Well,
We're
that's who you are.
opposites.
It's okay.
It's fine. So I'm
Opposites
at
attract.
like 2,600 right now.
Oh, well, that's
Yeah,
an
that's-
improvement.
Look at his reaction.
See,
just me.
he's encouraging.
He's a little shocked. All right, we have a
Do you
this
do
or that.
text?
She's gonna
'Cause
ask.
see,
you. What's your text?
Well, I got 2 texts since I've been here. It was at 0.
I'm at
What
8.
about your voicemails? We've just discovered that this is a thing.
It says 33, but
Ooh.
I'm surprised at
Damn.
that. It's
Is it the kids calling all the time? Like when we were at dinner last
Probably
night,
telemarketers.
my kids
all
called me
the
all night
worst.
long.
yeah.
I got so
Right,
mad.
so you
One was
just
like,
need-
"Are you going to buy me that thing you promised for me babysitting?" And I was like, "No, because my child called me all night long while we were out, and he was supposed to be babysitting."
Right. Technically, yeah, it's a gray area.
I was like,
there.
You didn't do the job. That wasn't the job description. You're supposed to be a better babysitter than that."
All right, you ready for some this or that?
Okay.
All right. Documentary or reality?
Oh, documentary,
Comedy or tragedy?
comedy,
Wordle or Sudoku?
probably Sudoku.
Oh, he's a numbers guy.
Yeah, like me.
Yeah, both of those I enjoy, but I'm not that good at either of them.
Elvis or Beatles?
Jeez, I have to go. It's hard being in Tennessee not to say Elvis, but I guess I gotta say Beatles because George Harrison.
Oh, George Harrison, yes. Surf or turf?
I guess surf.
Movies in the theater or at home?
At home. I like going to the theater, but I was telling you, I don't. It's been forever, years and years since I've been able to go to the theater. I do enjoy that experience, though. But yeah, home.
Okay. This is the most controversial question of all of them. Pepsi or Coke?
Oh, I would say Coke, but I don't ever drink soda, so I'm not really.
There you go. So
I would say neither, but yeah, Coke.
yeah,
Inside or outside?
Outside. Yeah,
Weights or cardio?
I'm a cardio guy.
That's kind of the job.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's
stage all
bounce
night.
around.
I mean, if I have one of those new deals in town, maybe I go get on the weights.
Oh, if Mark's gym, yeah,
Yeah.
You're gonna,
Get
we're
one of
gonna
those
get
up in
you.
Ojai.
We're gonna get you doing some good deadlifts and
Get these
No,
things
thank you.
going.
Oh, these things.
These things,
Yeah.
traps.
Yeah, traps. There you go. Traps.
He'll play and he'll be all like, can't move his neck because his traps are so bulging.
Traps are so big. Well, thank you for being here. Will you
Oh.
leave a secret in our secret jar so we can?
Think of a secret.
We're
yeah.
gonna dig through them at the end of the season, like we did last time.
Try and guess.
Try to guess whose is whose.
These can throw us
We
off.
failed
All right.
miserably last time. From what we know, we deciphered and got a few people told us which ones were theirs, but we were way off.
I was going to say, how do you know if you're right or
We don't.
not? Okay.
And that's what's frustrating.
It's really
Nice.
frustrating. I'm tempted to reach out to some people and be like,
I know. I may text some people and be like, "Which
Which
one's
ones?
yours? Can you tell us?" Yeah, because if you get the wrong person too, we were coming up with all kinds of like slander.
They're
well,
like,
wait, I mean, they
one of
gave
us-
us really good secrets.
Well, one person said something like, "Yeah, he was married when we started dating or something." We're like,
Oh.
"Okay, so we know it's a female, but there was also a lot of couples here, so it was like,
And then one guy was like, he's
And then
had a
if you-
hair transplant.
oh yeah, well, we think it was a guy." But then if you have
Right, we don't know.
if you like, but then if you put that on the wrong person, and I was like, oh, I'm pretty sure it was this person,
And
then
somebody
if it's
made
not,
out with
like, that's-
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
oh, someone made out with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh.
Yeah, we couldn't guess that one either. Yeah, that's right.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
know, it's juicy.
So
Juicy,
so
yes.
you got the
I'm trying to think of
the like the limit as the sky's the limit really for the secrets. So you can go for it. But we've had some whoppers.
Wow.
Sure. No
Yeah.
pressure. No pressure. You
know, I
got a
don't-
sound
A
check
little
to get.
pressure.
I'm trying to think if I have. I don't have very many secrets that I remember, anyways.
Uh-oh.
oh no.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Well, I was think of something.
Well, come on. I mean, even if it's something like maybe a tattoo that nobody knows you have or something. I mean, there's a few that we can see.
Guess we're gonna find out.
And I just say
Well,
you're
yeah.
like the nicest tattoo. Like I love that you're
should have
beautiful.
lotioned them up a little.
No, I
better.
love that
They're-
it's
they're
like-
old.
one design though. Really.
Yeah,
cohesive.
he does it all
Sweet.
freehand.
he does
These
that.
are old too. This is from the '90s, so it
How long did it
faded
take
a lot.
Wow.
I never kept track, but I mean, you'd probably do this top thing. Is you could probably spend
Did you use your arm?
5 hours on there or something.
Gosh.
My leg is done, and he did. It's the whole leg. That's 5-hour sessions, so
Ooh.
25 hours total to do that.
Big commitment. Not only that it's
Yeah.
all over your body, but permanently on your body.
Yeah, it's kind of by the 4th, 5th hour, you're just like, geez, but
What did I do?
but now it's crept all over. And this one artist has done everything above my back is done and my arms and everything, and he's done all that. Now, my friend who's a tattoo artist, his daughter did this when she was, I think, 7 years old.
Oh.
It was her 3rd tattoo.
Is that a different color? The minty green?
It's light blue. It was, and it itched really bad, and I picked the scab, and so the ink didn't stay
that's
as good.
why
So
it's darker
it was
in
my
spots.
own bad, but yeah, it was light blue.
That's cool though.
She did a star, but yeah, she did a heart on her dad and a ladybug on my friend Bob Vessels, who does all this. And then
Oh my gosh, she
really
was little.
sweet.
She's probably brilliant by now, huh?
yeah, I wonder how old she's got to be. 30 years old or something, but I mean, it's a long time. It was like mid 90s when she did that. But that's kind of my favorite one.
Yeah. Well, it's
No.
got a lot of personal.
I got a what do you call it? Brass knuckles on my neck, and that's
Okay.
kind of a friendship tattoo. I think of Angelo. That
Oh,
reminds
really?
me of Angelo
Oh.
because after I got that, I could tell he was like, I want to get that tattoo. It's like, oh man, I like that. I want to get that.
Is that
so
what
it's
got
like,
him
you should
started?
get it. You should get one. It's a friendship tattoo. I have a taco over here that my friend who I was telling you about, who was Taylor's drum tech, we both got the same tattoo. It's like a friendship tattoo. And so
Really cool.
Did Angelo ever get the brass knuckles?
He didn't.
Okay.
And so that was one I always considered that's like a friendship tattoo.
Makes
you
with
think
of him
Angelo.
now.
Yeah. Very
That's
cool.
really great.
You know,
I love
so
that.
It's a cool thing.
Well, thanks for being here.
Oh, thanks
I know
for
you
having
I know
me.
you got
This
a
is
sound
so
check and a big
fun.
show to go
No,
do.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
And,
thanks for being here. And come back anytime and bring your lovely wife.
Oh yeah, yeah. She'd probably do better than me.
I think you did great. You
did
Yeah, I did all right.
You had a
Yeah.
lot of stuff to talk about,
Well,
so it was
yeah.
awesome. Thank you for being here.
Oh, happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you guys for joining us here at What Women Binge.
Can you do us a favor and give us an Apple Podcast review? It helps a lot.
Yeah, and while you're at it, you can follow What Women Binge on Instagram.
And follow me on Instagram at Amanda WWB.
If you like listening to the podcast, you would love seeing it. So you can subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Melissa Joan Hart Official, for full episodes, bonus content, and so much more. What Women Binge is produced by Laugh-O-Gram Studios. Our wonderful theme song was written and produced by my cute husband, Mark Wilkerson. Video production by Matt Giesler and Jay Hawley. Audio by Matt Lott. Production assistant Jen Best. And she is the best. What Women Binge is distributed by Podcast Heat. For more information, visit podcastheat.com. Do you have a question or a comment or a topic you want to suggest for the show? Well, we are listening. Email us at wwbquestions@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you.